Hey everybody, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiancé the other way.
Ooh.
I was right.
Yeah, you were.
We made So we finally made it to the tell-all, and I hate tell-alls.
You
Y'all know
do.
I hate the ineffective host, and I hate it because she's a black woman, so
I
I want to
know.
be supportive, but
I
it's
know. She was a little better this time.
she was upgraded to horrible, yes.
Here
But
you
I
go.
But I hated this. I hated every moment of this tell all.
I did not.
Because I hated the fact of whose people's sides I was on. I hated who I in who. First of all, Matt Sharp directly to you in the camera, directly to you. Why on earth would you cast other people from other iterations of 90 Day when they have houses built with the flimsiest Dollar Tree glass, throwing, spawning nukes at other people? Like, I just.
When spawning unnecessary nukes of that need to be boomerangs.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's just jump right in. You know,
Yes.
the dolls are getting, it's BTS. The
They're
dolls are getting to
arriving.
the stew
Yeah.
over across from where, Rachel Ray films and shit or
I
whatever.
forgot about that nigga Julio. Um,
Yo, who? I had to go back in my notes and look. I was like, whom's?
you're like,
Mhm.
Julio? And so
Yeah.
Kenny's hyped to be back in the States.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Shakes. I think she cut her floor length hair. But
I don't know. Well, if she did, it's grown back because she's been in America for half the year.
she has. Uh Danielle comes in a Bruja jacket, which just now
Yeah, yeah.
white Shekinah.
Oh yeah, she
Mama
came
came
in
straight out of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, ready to throw tables, and the Real
You
Housewives of New
slut,
York
you whore.
ready to throw legs and
Yeah,
like guns blazing. And I was trying to figure out. I was like, "Why you so hype? What? Who put this battery in your back? What is this?" And
yeah.
I said, this is that LA messy bitch that lives for drama shit. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about these transplants who go there and do the Kardashian thing. I'm not talking about you niggas from Crenshaw. And so she came in there ready to spawn a nuke on niggas. But her heat, I don't feel, was always for the right people.
My note for her is the fact that that's like misplaced like Amish angst. Like I don't know because I feel as though the Puritans didn't know who to direct
No.
their rage to.
They don't.
So
Who is their
you
god?
know.
I don't know. Cheese. But
Yeah, I
she.
don't know. Wheat.
Yeah, of the fields. So they're like, God is angry if you walk by the wheat, and you don't acknowledge it. So
The color wheat.
oh my God, can we do an alternative history fact? It's happening. So sorry, everybody. So
The color wheat. Because
I'm sorry. So
oh god, that's funny.
she came
K-
in
K-
and she
K-
hates
sorry.
Danielle. I can't wait to remake this. I
That's funny.
cannot wait.
Oh,
We should call
God.
it The Color Wheat, Miss Millie's POV.
The color wheat. Oh god.
Okay.
Yes, Miss Millie. Fuck Miss Millie.
Fuck Miss Millie. Oh, I wanted to. Okay, I saw the new color purple, but we can talk about that.
Oh, who
another time.
plays her in the movie? That's
A
all I
white
wanna
woman who
know.
looks like she should.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know who Michael Shannon was when he was talking to me. Don't ask me questions.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. I thought it was just gonna be, like a, they be pulling like iconic white women out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Maybe it would have been like,
it wasn't
like a
Angela
Jessica Lange or
Yeah,
something.
it wasn't a Jessica Lange. It wasn't an Angela Lansbury or the other white lady with the sunken face. It wasn't none of them.
Yeah.
It was another.
Okay.
But like in that family. But why is she kind of the type of lady to say she don't have female friends?
Yes. That's why she was so easy to cast her sister.
6 of them. It's okay. Anyway. So Curly Sue comes in. She's got like Zen heat. She's like, fuck around and find out. But like, I ain't no bitch.
I'm cool.
But
yeah,
I'm not coming in hot. So they were like,
green until you test.
What do you think about marriage? She said, nobody told me marriage sucks.
Yeah.
Sarper made me LOL until he didn't. Brandan and Mary have a new baby.
Yeah, they named the child
Sister
Midnight
Soldier.
Yes, they named the Midnight Hour, because hopefully the child helps them both.
If that baby was born at noon, I'm gonna be upset.
It was, the child was born at like 4:37
right p.m. in the afternoon
at supper.
So Shakes has been back in the States for like XD's half a year, 4 months.
A season.
You could feel the tension between her and Colonel Guile.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga Julio claims that he's never been asked to be called Julio. But you ain't never stopped him.
Right. That was never you never said, hey, correct, you never
all of a sudden
him.
He's
Or
ethnic and proud and he's hurt and oh my God, look at me, I can't stop crying. Like, I was sick of this nigga immediately, actually. I was
because
they didn't have to bring him back.
And yeah, and that was proof positive that he was, I haven't used this term in a very long time, but bitch made, because
it needs a resurgence.
Yeah. Like, where was all of that energy prior? I feel like his mama saw the show and was like, how dare you embarrass yourself? More importantly, me, with this white girl on this fucking television show. My friends watch TV. Like, how dare you? And so now he got to like recoil and appease his mama, even though his mama was right, even though she's a little helicopter of a mom.
She is, and listen, but I know she was
he's
up
also
there in
weak.
his ear. She said, between you and the family Cristal or whatever the fuck that shit is called, you all are setting DR back. So,
yeah, how dare you? We up
and
here,
Johan,
we have a home in Long Island, and here you are just traipsing over here talking about, I want to go to the to windmill country and embarrass this white girl, and you didn't even really want to,
No, you never wanted to. No.
This is what happens
Pussy
when passport bros. He's a passport bro.
Absolutely.
I gather. He went to another country because he couldn't get no hoes here, and when he started finally getting play, even though the girls are working. Hello. So, that's how he feels he's better than, and I'm world traveled and blah, 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 blah.
When he said he traveled so much, and then he followed it up and said he lets them white people call him Julio, we knew he was a passport bro. It was right there in the cards. White Shekinah states this is the best relationship she's been in. Here comes Sarper. Yes, it is for her. For me also.
I appreciated him this episode. I mean, yeah, there was gonna be points. Well, you'll go ahead.
No. Okay, no. I'm listening.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, so Shaun Robinson is talking to each person, and so when she talks to Sarper and Turkish Barbie, or Amish Barbie, she was like, as great as it's ever been. Mind you, this is right before they all decided to
We haven't
shit
even.
on.
We all haven't.
Oh,
We
that's
even haven't.
later.
We haven't even got. This is all in the intro. We haven't even gotten to the
Yeah.
breakdown of each
Oh,
couple yet.
oh, yes. This is when Shaun is just saying hi to
Hello,
everybody.
good morning. Because they said I don't speak to y'all, so I need to.
Yeah. Apparently Danielle didn't speak to White Shekinah, so therefore she called her evil ass cunt.
White
for the whole
Shekinah
episode.
came in ready. And listen, we don't see it for Danielle because of reasons, okay? Our ancestors won't allow us to. But White Shekinah came in ready for the smoke for her. She was like, the way she's treated him in this relationship, and she's the predatory one entering a relationship like this. And I was like,
I gotta be honest. After hindsight is 2020 or whatever, but like knowing what we know now, like everybody gave Danielle hella heat about this nigga. I know we kept both of their ankles to the fire.
but yeah,
however,
nobody's innocent.
However, I from what I remember of these tell-alls is that everybody had the heat for Danielle and coddled this nigga. And I guess she's just not a likable person, which is fine, but that doesn't negate the fact. Yeah, but that doesn't negate the fact that he's a trash ass human being, and she don't have to go.
The
she
nigga
have
has
to go
been
through what
wretched
she was doing.
all over our TV screens, and clearly comes from a trifling ass foundation because his uncle and his daddy both accepted money from one of the 6 other women he was dealing with so that they could make sure that they paid the mortgage. And I'm not saying that niggas don't do what they got to do what they got to do. What I'm saying is y'all are just trash for it. So
yeah,
it's just what it is. So anyway, Armando shows us right from it. Armando is messy and nosy, and I love every single bit of it. He makes all the faces. He asks Sarper, if he ever caught anything from his plethora of lovers. He allegedly has not. Then the 90 day.
I believe. Listen, I believe. A lot of my working girls. When I had to help them put them on the straight and narrow when I was working in that.
Yeah, but they were working girls. They were professionals. Sarper was fucking for free. Which that's not shaming your sexual.
I don't know if he was. We don't know if he was working for free because remember he was.
Oh, you're right.
He was doing sex work. It's just he happened to give free gifts with purchases often.
Yeah. Or one. Yeah, whatever. Like, he says he didn't. There's plenty of people be out here doing what they got to do and don't catch nothing. So perhaps he has not.
Shout out to Doxy Prep, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're out, this is just a PSA. We should all be sexually health conscious. However, there is a new medicine out there for those who engage in risky activities, if you want to call it that. So say, you had a night and, risky meaning like you could potentially
catch or
bring home something you didn't want to bring home, right? Well, there is a drug called Doxypep, and you can go as soon as you have an inkling that you was doing something that may get you caught up somehow. You go down to your local CVS or, a local organization and get the free script, and it will reduce your chances significantly in contracting certain STIs. And it's not just HIV, but including gonorrhea, chlamydia, and the like. So
wow, you know what? Science has come so far. It's come.
Because when I went to we don't have space for this on the main show, but when I went to World AIDS Day event with Valentina and stuff, it was so interesting talking about how like it was a death sentence, people today are still asking, am I gonna die from this, which is so fucking wild, like one of the people there, he gave a speech, and he now works at the organization. He was like, the person that I happened to get hired here about a month or so ago, but they were honoring a staff member, and when I got here, and that staff member is the one that gave me my diagnosis 20 years ago.
All right.
So it was so like, it was moving, and it was this idea of, like, it's not the death sentence that it was anymore. People are living full lives, and
very much so.
it's not, destigmatize all of that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out the way.
No, I think that's
it
very
affects
important.
everybody.
It does. I have family members who have passed from complications from AIDS, and this was 20 years ago. You know what I mean? So to see the way that science has evolved, and that,
which is not that long. 20 years ago is not a long time.
No.
For
no,
like at all.
no,
At all.
20 years ago I was 18.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's hope filled to see that, different loved ones that you might have now who have been diagnosed with HIV have just as much of a chance to live a long and healthy life in the same way that somebody who is not would. So, and that the stigma around it is becoming more, it's not a hyper fear. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But, let's
back to trash.
Back to trash. So we start off with Curly Sue and Teja Sweet, Kim and TJ. So we get an update. She's still living in the apartment. They show the B-roll of her initial reaction. She looks very triggered. Her facial expressions are...
She is expressive.
Between her and Chelsea from Love After Lockup, I don't know who has the most expressive facial expressions, but they both about what and what.
Yeah.
He says it was an overreaction. They get into some conversation around the loan. And this is where we find out, but are not shocked, that she had no clue that a loan was taken out for these renovations, that a loan was going to need to be taken out for these renovations. And even up until this very moment when he was asked, she had no clue how much the loan was for.
And it was for $12,000.
7-year loan, $12K.
Now, the little peanut gallery is the one that had to ask, because he wasn't going to voluntarily tell her this information.
No.
And it got into this, her response was like, culturally, he don't think that it's fair or right that I need to know these things.
Yeah. She's like, up until now, I don't even know. And they blamed her.
I gotta be honest.
I'm giving her 30%. Not gonna hold you.
Kimberly, I see why you can see her restraint, because we've seen how she can talk to TJ, and that is just a pinch, she can. How do I say this? She can be and has been verbally abusive.
Yes.
And her verbal abuse has been a response to her being abused or not being understood or being lied on.
Or not being listened to.
Or not being listened to at least by the one person in the whole entire universe that's supposed to have her MFing back.
Yeah. I do.
So I give her... Yeah, I give her a lot of grace.
I do give her a lot of grace, which I don't really do often for white women. I just don't. I'll say it. Like, I just don't have a lot for y'all, because y'all be doing a lot.
Just people on this show, because I have an issue with, cultural stuff. But with her, it's different, because she has actively said, a nigga wants to learn, but y'all refuse to talk to me.
Y'all won't tell me. Now, where I will give her about 20% of that, 25, is you do have to ask questions within a relationship. But we have also seen her ask questions, and they are met with no answers, i.e., during the wedding month, where she
The wedding season.
Okay. Where she was asking, what does this mean? And then they would just be like, don't fucking worry about it. We about to do it right now. So, so like, we've seen her ask questions and them not be answered. Now, granted, you do have to hold somebody's feet to the fire in your house. Nigga, tell me. I need to know the ins and outs of this. So she doesn't seem to ask, but TJ willfully keeps information from her, and we have seen that as well. So
he admits it. He admits that
this falls on him for the most part, and they had no smoke for him. They had smoke for her delivery. Kenny was a little more gentle. He was like, listen, it's your delivery with things, because she was wilding when she came up in that apartment initially. When she initially came in there, she was doing the most, and it was nasty work. So Kenny was like, it's your delivery. It ain't what you asking. It's the way that you ask it. But outside of all of that, they had no smoke for TJ. TJ withholding information. TJ saying he withheld information. TJ said, I'm not going to tell her what her responsibilities are because I'm not going to give her a choice on whether she wants to do this shit or not. Like, all of that.
The only person that was kind of on her side was Danielle, because she was like,
yeah, a little bit.
I understand. Like, bitch, why as a partner
you also know she got real hype behind all that white bruja shit. So I was like, nah, we're not uniting in a line. No. So.
And then the most entitled thing happened it was like, and it was so interesting because I know Jenny was around during the colonization of India.
You know she was. She was part of it. It was her people, them.
Like, I know she was a part of the people that
you know when they be showing them white men in them safari suits with the hat and they had on shorts and the high white socks.
She led the charge to have the locomotives built in East Asia.
Boots.
So Jenny and Samit come on out of nowhere like the fucking Matrix. Like, who the fuck asked them?
Shaun.
Again. The ineffectiveness of a host, because if we were going,
let me not even.
Because if we were going to book this,
this was Matt Sharp. Matt Sharp did this shit. Hold his feet to the fire. He did this shit. He's the one who said this is a good idea. It's a good mess because I'm a messy motherfucker. No,
and this was a horrible idea because Jenny gets on Skype with Samit. Samit don't say a goddamn word.
Not one.
And Jenny come out like she's the fucking peace ambassador for the UN for fucking India. She goes and tells Kim, go back to your country. You don't appreciate and respect India. Go home.
You said you hate India. Okay, listen. Yeah. She did.
And at the time, she did hate India.
And she hated the situation. She hated her in-laws. She hated what was happening. She hated that she felt lost and alone. Like, niggas have said that a few times. Like, this ain't the first time somebody. Yeah. The girl didn't spawn a nuke on India. The girl had her 3-month wedding. Like, she had all of that.
Mama had every time she has been upset is when she hasn't had rest. Like, when she walked into the house, she was tired from traveling and she was being lied to. She didn't have a door in her fucking bathroom, so when she pissed and the other people can see right through, there was no curtains there.
And then, Yash.
Yeah, and Yash. And then Yash. Mama has had no rest. No. TJ's
again, mother is a piece of work.
Like, the Sonia Norwood of Jaipur.
Okay. She's witnessed a murder because they killed his father. Like, she's gone through a lot.
He just disappeared. Well, I don't know if he killed him. He just disappeared like James on Good Times.
So
James didn't die. He just.
Well, that's what they say.
And went to North Carolina.
That's what they say.
R.I.P. Norman Lear. He died today.
What?
Yeah, he was 101. It's fine.
Okay,
long
right.
life.
Yeah. I just didn't know he died today. Like, the irony.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida could have killed that nigga. Because if somebody tried to stop me from reading, I'm going that turtle.
Well, my thing is this: if she knew the type of nigga she was with.
She did.
You know what I mean?
But then, she tried to evolve as a woman, and he was actively stopping that. And so,
see,
therefore,
this is why.
she had to do what had to be done.
Because you know what James used to do? James used to cry. And what did we learn this week? Men weaponize
their tears. Not men-childs.
No.
Not men-childs. So, let the little men-childs cry, but the big men-childs,
I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm gonna get through this.
So, Jenny coming hot. Respect India or don't be here. Keep your ass in America.
Respect India or die.
Oh my God. And the whole time, Curly Sue laughing the way we are. Like she's
like, bitch, who are you?
Like, who the fuck made this bitch the authority?
Whose clown is this?
So then Armando pipe in. He tells her she's being disrespectful. Kenny understands it's a defense mechanism. Danielle understands it's a defense mechanism. And Jenny keeps going. And so Mama called her a cunt.
In the calmest way possible. Now, Kim, what I was going to say earlier, you could see Kim had words and verbal bullets.
You can see everything in her eyeballs. You just got to look at her eyeballs and you'll see.
For every MF in there. And rightfully so, which is why I hate these, because you're not going to sit up here and have all these kiki and a whole fucking ballyhoo about my relationship when good goddamn I'd watched your ass too. You know what I mean? You have it worse than me. Jenny, and what pissed me off the most about this whole thing, Jenny.
Girl.
Jenny.
You've got to shut the fuck up.
George.
Because we watched you for 25 seasons.
Be a part of an international incident, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, you got catfished twice.
Yeah.
You had to... I'm still unsure how you got your retirement. You had to scam the United States government because the United States government told you, if you leave this bitch, we're not giving you a damn thing.
Yeah, but now you still have they're all cushy and cushy and lushy. What's happening?
Yeah. And again, you got scammed twice.
Yeah, you got scammed
3 times. You got catfished twice, and then the nigga was married. And then she lied and was like, I was never disrespectful in India. I was never disrespectful to his parents. You befriended his mama and lied to her knowing damn well
you was fucking in her house.
Fucking in her house.
You'd fuck that nigga in the midnight hour. And then you would go down in the early morning and make chickpeas. Like, deceitful.
Speaking of midnight, the funniest part of this whole episode was Mary and Brandan. Now they knew, they were just like, ooh. Even Mary was like, who the fuck is that?
They didn't say nothing to nobody. They were like, we're taking it in.
Because they know they're young and they could easily just say, shut the fuck up. We're 12.
And while I was for certain they were going to be the god-awful worst couple in history on 90 Day Fiancé when they first came on, they got more sense than a lot of these grown-ass niggas. They knew when to shut the fuck up and just...
I've seen the Family Chantel. That shit is...
Nigga, I saw the previews for that telenovela because I was like, that's the mom! That's...
Yeah, I told you that's the mom from last season.
And I forgot that you said they had their own show, and I was like, oh. And I was like, this is messy. And then it keeps going. It's a novella for your ass. But, so they get into it, and eventually these bitches talking about, I'm going to see you in Jaipur, bitch. Like...
Because they both live in Jaipur.
I said, are these hoes finna link up and fight?
Yes. Now I'm gonna stomp that
now
ass
Jenny,
on.
Another Jenny. You can't handle that. Like,
and ain't enough ginseng in the world, mama.
There is not enough ginkgo biloba to make you remember none of your moves. Like, no, first of all, you can never fight.
Not from the Battle of 1812.
Right, when you were helping King Leopold go into Congo and take over and ruin, which is why they are where they are now. But
that's why she was a USO girl between the war between the states.
She was. I'm telling you,
she was a Civil War girl.
She wore them fucking safari shorts outfits.
Passing out apple-bound Bettys to the people on the Confederate side.
Can you imagine her being a server for the First World War while we're talking about baked Alaska? Baked Alaska? Baked Alaska?
She invented shake and bake.
She did, and she's part of that whole mayonnaise situation that we had going on in the early 50s as well, and probably one of the sole reasons that Kraft is so large. But anyway, so
and gelatin.
Oh yeah,
because you know she had all the Jello desserts and salads.
Haram. So eventually, Curly Sue stops talking to everybody, and she's like, I'm gonna focus on myself. There's some things that I wish I would have done differently, but I'm glad that I've had this experience so that I can go back and reflect, and we can switch it up for the future. And it looks like she's still there, and it looks like they are going to try to work on whatever they're doing. We're gonna see.
Yeah, and at some point she gonna nama stomp Jenny in the face.
Absolutely, and I can't fucking wait because Jenny can't.
Because girl,
that's not who needs to be telling me nothing.
No.
I would have told production, get her off this screen right now, because I'm literally not going to listen to a word this bitch has to say. I just want you to know, I do not take her seriously.
Feed her corn. Watch what happens.
Wheat. So, moving on to White Shekinah and Sarper. We got the weight B-roll where they show him weighing her, and the gym, him throwing the lollipop out of her mouth. Everybody's reaction. I mean, and rightfully so. Yeah. Don't take nothing out of my mouth and throw anything on the floor. I'm going to beat your ass in this gym. Yeah. Have you ever had a kettlebell upside the side of your neck? So, this got really disturbing because they ask him about the weigh-ins and all of that. And he's like, oh, well, I don't weigh her every morning now because she's at a good weight. It's Sarper. It's not a good thing.
It's not okay.
But then Shakes decides she's going to pipe up. Well, I understand where Shekinah's coming from because I like when somebody has control over me. It makes me feel like they love me, like I'm safe. And Shekinah's like, yeah, right? You get me. And I...
Everybody looked at them crazy.
Like, are y'all... And I've been watching too much cult shit.
Kim was having a trance because she was planning on killing everybody after the show.
Yeah, yeah.
So
very Carrie. She's giving very Carrie. Yeah. And White Shekinah calls Sarper like her leader. His delivery is so sweet. She played a voice note from him where he told her all of the things and all of the ways she needed to behave when she got to New York. Don't eat too many carbs. Don't do this. Wake up at this time. You should wear this. Don't wear this because it don't look good on you. And she played it out loud because she thought it was cute. And she was like, but listen to his delivery. It's so sweet. And everybody's like, girl, what in the mother God is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So she doesn't think she's being controlled. They think that they're perfect for each other. They tell her she's being groomed. She does not agree with that. And then they tell us they invited her sister, White Shariah, to the tell-all. And she declined because go ahead, because you said it earlier. But take it away.
So, she declined because the fact that her and her sisters are beefing. she has casted off all of her family, everyone, you know, who gives a fuck about her, including her daughter. But I feel like her daughter, that was already a misnomer. But all because of the fact that they don't like Sarper or how he treats her. And so she was like, fuck y'all, my man, my man, my man.
Yeah.
And again, very, very Juan Castillo about the situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you don't know, you'll know this week.
Yeah.
But Jason Castillo, yeah. Mm-hmm. I still think Juan, but hey.
There might be no, that's a white man.
Nah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That was a white man.
White Latino. Because I just.
Oh, I guess maybe Castillo.
And even still, just even how he operated.
He's part Cherokee. So, yeah, it was disturbing. It was disturbing. White Shekinah has. We already know that she gave up her child, and her family says she's always ended up in bad relationships. And as entertaining as Sarper is, he still is on a very serious note controlling. And this is a very harmful and toxic situation. She's also a harmful and toxic person. So.
Because she doesn't know how to be in community with other people that
disagree with her,
or she likes being around. She doesn't like being around people who support things that are in their best interests.
No. She's
like everybody.
Yes, men everywhere.
Yeah, that goes to that whole adage of like, I don't fuck with females type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like,
I don't have no female friends.
Exactly.
I say females.
That's exactly who she is.
So moving on, we can zhuzh through them pretty quickly. Julio and Dutch Brooke Shields. So, you know, we got the B-roll.
I felt like all of this was a lie. So
from him. In 140, not even 280. Says he was never leading her on. Tries to flip and switch everything and say, oh, it was actually trust issues I was having. They just didn't show it. Tells us that she was shopping. A man was in the background. She's like, that's just my friend. Then he said he saw a bunch of texts between the two of them. He recorded a conversation. She stole his phone, deleted the conversation because she wanted to delete the evidence. When he saw the text from all between them, it was talking about meeting families and calling each other mama and papa and all these other things. And he's basically just trying to make her look really, really bad. But they didn't finish. So we don't know how this is going to turn out. But he's doing what a bitch ass nigga does.
Yeah, I just was like, y'all don't have enough storyline to warrant all this.
No.
So I feel like this is something they gave y'all to do.
Absolutely. And that's my issue with the tell-alls is they be like 3 parts for no reason. Like we can squeeze this
I'm
into
looking
one
at the episode count.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, we're going up to 25.
Is it going to be 3 parts or 2?
It's going to be 3 because it's always 3.
So we're going to miss the 3rd one then.
Probably the most important one. Yeah.
Aggravate. We might have to do it when I'm on the boat.
Yeah, or something. I don't know, but yeah, that was this one. I hated it, but I made it through.
You also realize you have to see it through, friend. You can't like take antibiotics for, you know, they give them to you for 10 and then you take them for 8 days and then for what? Just take the last fucking 2.
I know, but I don't like when other people talk. Why are y'all a part of the cast and judging? Leave that to us.
I want White Shekinah to shut the fuck up. I want her to not have smoke for everybody and their mother. I'm still cool with Armando's messiness. I like it. It's funny.
I need to know. I can't wait until we find out what the tea is with Kenny and
Beavis.
and
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beavis always be apart. And I'm trying to figure out
Mm-hmm.
why Beavis is always apart.
And I remember, old girl, the Polynesian plus size sister that was sitting down.
Isn't she on
her shit was sad too?
But isn't she on like a last chance or whatever that shit is now that I keep seeing?
Well, yeah, because she was on before 90 days. She was on regular iteration 90 days because she don't like dating her, like, she only wants to date within her race, but her daddy don't want her to date in her race, which was so interesting. But again, I don't like other folks. Like, why are y'all apart?
Why
like,
are y'all apart?
I'm okay with pillow talk, right? Because y'all are watching it with us, and because that's just what people do. But y'all can go in each other's faces, and then not even just the auxiliary, but the rest of the cast. That's what I hated with who did we like last season? The trans man, and he had all the smoke
Gabriel.
for everybody. Gabe,
and
it was just like Gabe. Yeah, it was like Gabe, shut the fuck up, right? Because it was just like, who are you?
But at least Gabe was in a decentish relationship, and even then we wanted him to shut the fuck up. Why Shekinah don't need to say anything to anybody about nothing?
She is in a cult. She is in a one woman cult.
That is Mother God. Gave up her children.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is trying to piss on our shoes and tell us it's rain.
Yeah. Only thing she didn't hit was, meth to change it all. Amy says she hit ecstasy once.
I was like, oh, it was a bad batch. Oh, no. Anyway, you all can catch that on our main platform. But this is it for part 1 of the tell-all. We'll see you all next week for part 2 and in a couple weeks for part 7, just like the wedding.
Bye.
Bye.